guys, thanks for stopping by today. So I've got another 2 weeks worth of manicures to show you. I know I have been trying to get back on a filming schedule, but to be honest, I have been kind of putting off filming in general, not just filming this video, but just filming in general for the last week or so. I've been kind of avoiding filming videos just because I knew it was going to be a little tough this go round. If you guys don't follow me, I posted about it on my personal Instagram, which I don't post on my personal Instagram very often, but it's there if you guys are interested in, you know, the kind of like side stuff that I do on a daily basis, just, you know, the everyday type posts. I do have a personal Instagram account if you're interested. I did post on that, so for those of you who follow me there, you may already know, but unfortunately, Roxy did pass away last week, so I've kind of been avoiding making this video just because I knew she wasn't going to be sitting behind me, you know, while I'm filming the videos, and she's not going to be poking her head around, and I needed a little bit of time we both need a little bit of time to kind of process everything that happened. Her illness it came on so aggressively, and unfortunately she had a stroke a week before she passed away, or no, I would say maybe like a couple days before she passed away. She had a stroke. I found her when I got home from work, and she just was acting really weird, and we had to rush her to the emergency vet, and come to find out they think she did have a stroke. She was blind in one eye. I don't want to go into details and make you guys really upset, but anyway, she unfortunately had a stroke, and that kind of halted any type of treatment or anything that we were going to be able to do with her, because they didn't want to risk putting her under anesthesia. And so we brought her home from the vet, and she just wasn't acting like her normal self, and so we unfortunately had to make the really difficult decision to let her pass in peace. And it's never an easy decision. She's my fourth pet that I've had to put to sleep, and it's just, you know, you want to be selfish and you want them to stay forever, and you don't want to be sad about it, but you know, they have a way of telling you that they're ready to go, and I think she was letting us know that she was ready to go. And so yeah, sorry, I didn't really want to be sad about, you know, I didn't want to start this video all sad, but I just wanted to let you guys know that's where I've been, and I know you guys have seen her, you know, pop up in a couple of my videos, so I didn't want to not address what happened. So I wish I had better news, but unfortunately she did pass away. So yeah, what can you do? It's hard. They're like kids to you. I know they're like kids to me. I don't know about everybody, but for me, it's, you know, they're like my babies. So, but you know, she's in a better place. She's waiting for us at the Rainbow Bridge, and she's got all her brothers and sisters that passed before her. So I'm trying not to be sad about it, because I know she's at peace and she's not in pain anymore. So anywho, it's a long intro, but I just wanted to let you guys know that is what happened. Also, if you hadn't noticed, I did dye my hair, which you can't really see here because I just got home from work, so my hair's a little gross, but yeah, I needed a little bit of a pick-me-up, you know, obviously the last week or two, so I just went to the hairstylist and told her to give me something bright and cheery, so she gave me this like peachy pink hair, so that's what we're going with. So let's go ahead and talk about some polishes. As you can imagine, I've been changing my nail polish, but it just has been really stressful the last couple weeks, and you know, I haven't just really been super enthused about polish, but I do have some polishes to talk about, so let's go ahead and jump in. So first up, you would have seen this manicure in a couple of the videos I filmed the last couple videos. This is Zoya Dory, which is a really beautiful, it's an interesting blue. It's a little bit of a, I guess as the name suggests, it's kind of a sea blue, but I don't know, it's a really interesting blue. It's got a little bit of white in it, so it's a little bit of a brighter, more vibrant, kind of like robin's egg kind of blue to me. So if you have Zoya's Robin, it's kind of along the same lines as Robin, but it's just a little bit brighter, a little bit more vibrant. It's a beautiful blue. It's one of my favorites in my collection. Really nice formula, one coat. I did go ahead and attempt to do some stamping on this polish. I don't know, something about the blue and Dory. I just was feeling some like under the sea type feel, so I did attempt to do some stamping on this, and I did have some success. I know I've been kind of struggling with my stamping the last few weeks, and so the stamping on this turned out really cute. I had some fish and some octopus and some seahorses, so I thought it turned out really well, and that is Dory. And then next up, I picked up some polishes from the Cirque Desert Blooms collection that came out, I want to say at the beginning of the month. I picked up quite a few from that collection. I was really excited about that. Cirque hasn't released anything in a little while, so I was really excited to try that. They released, I want to say like 4 or 5 kind of contrasting shimmer, you know, that contrasting shimmer scattered hollow that they do. They're kind of, you know, they're very famous. I wouldn't say famous, it's kind of weird. They, you know, they're kind of known for that particular formula, but they also released 2 or 3 of these new kind of speckled polishes, which are a little intriguing, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But I did pick up quite a few from this collection, and I might go back and get a couple more, but we'll see how that goes. But the first one that I tried from this collection is called Earthen. And Earthen is they call it a brown on their website, like a taupey brown. And from the bottle, I can definitely see that. It does look a little bit of a darker brown, and from my swatch, it also comes up a little dark on the nail. And as you can see here, it's got this really pretty, like reddish coppery flash, and it does have some scattered hollow in there. Their scattered hollow is not as dense as maybe like a Zoya scattered hollow. It's very small. It's a very faint, like flakies, and it's not as pronounced on the nail, but it is there. It's a nice, gives it a nice little effect along with the shimmer that's in here. But anyway, so they call it a brown, a taupey brown. But I noticed on my nail, and I couldn't really get a good swatch of this, this does on the nail come up a little bit of like a dusty purple color. So it's definitely on the nail not as dark as this. I think if you're in certain lighting, this will show up a little bit of this, you know, you will get this kind of dark taupey brown that you see here. But I did notice a majority of the time when I was in the office, under, you know, office lighting, I did get kind of a dusty purple vibe from this. So really beautiful, great formula, really enjoyed this, and I can't wait to get some more of these on my nails. So first up from the Desert Blooms, that was Earthen from Cirque. And then I did also pick up, obviously, some polishes from the Zoya Earth Day sale. I think this is the only one I've tried so far. I have swatched all of them because I plan on doing a video here hopefully in the next couple days, but this is the one that I've worn. I think this is the only one that I've worn so far as an actual manicure, and this one is Brittany. And Brittany you would have seen in my Zoya, what's on my Zoya wish list. I had been debating getting this particular polish, and I finally bit the bullet and got it. I will, in that video, compare it to some of the other colors that I have in my collection, because this is pretty close to some other polishes I have. For a non-crazy polish person, did I really need to buy this? Probably not. It is pretty close to some other polishes that I have, but I think it's really pretty. It's a nice warm pink, which is usually the pinks that I go for. You can't really tell in the bottle here the color, but I will show you a swatch here, and you will obviously, I'll show you some comparison shots when we get to that Zoya video. But this is nice. First, it's funny, I know in my last weekly manicures video, I was talking about how all of the Zoya satins that I've tried have been awesome, you know, one coat, almost one coat's beautiful formulas. As soon as I filmed that video, I think I got my Zoya order in like the next day, and I went to swatch this. This formula is not great. It's not terrible, but it is a little bit, it's not as good as the other satins, so I felt really bad saying that in that video, because as soon as I got this, I was like, no one's gonna believe me. But yeah, so this formula is definitely not as good as the others in the satin collection. I think I have a good majority of the ones from the satin. I think I'm missing maybe like 1 or 2. So this is the first one I've tried where the formula wasn't as good. It's not terrible by any means, but it is a little difficult to work with. It is a little difficult with like self-leveling. It's not as opaque as some of the other ones, but it's not terrible. So I can deal with it. I think it's a nice color. It's a very nice, chic, work appropriate shade. I tend to love these kind of like warm grandma kind of rosy pink colors. I think they just make your nails look really classy and girly, and I all around love these types of colors, so it's no surprise that I added this to my collection, even though I have quite a few kind of similar colors, but we'll talk about that more in my Zoya video. So that is Brittany from Zoya. All right, so next up is a polish that I have been really wanting to wear. If you've watched my last video, which was my crazy large indie haul, you would have seen this particular polish. It's been sitting on my shelf for a little while since I picked it up, and it's just been staring at me in the face, and I'm like, why haven't I worn you yet? And then I noticed a lot of people in the last couple weeks have been starting to pull this out and wearing it, so I've seen a lot of Instagram swatches, and so it finally pushed me over the edge to wear it, and I'm so glad I did because it's gorgeous. This is Polished for Days from the Land of Oz. This came out in the March polish pickup. It's a beautiful blurple, leans a little bit more on the purple side than it does blue, and it has the, well, I don't know, it kind of sits in the middle. To me, it's a little bit more purple, but I think it's a really good kind of like in the middle blurple color. It does have this really beautiful aqua shimmer that you can see here, and then if I get up close, you will see those larger flakies, as well as some holographic flakies. If I'm being picky, the only negative I have to say about this is that the flakies kind of blend in a little bit with the shimmer that's in here, so they don't stand out as well on the nail as I would like, but that's really being super picky. This polish is beautiful. It's a beautiful color, beautiful formula. I have yet to be disappointed with Polished for Days. I am loving their polishes. This is beautiful. So that again is from the Land of Oz. And then last up, I have to show you, this cat is killing me right now. Let me see if I can. Do you see this? What are you doing? She's the fattest cat that ever fatted. Fattest cat. All right, let me put this back up here. Ooh. Okay. All right, so last up from that week is a polish that came out in the, when I show it to you, you're gonna be like, no. This polish came out in the winter time, and it is from Zoya, and it's called Solstice. And I know as soon as I say this came out in the winter time, you're like, what? Yeah, this came out in a winter collection. Don't think I would necessarily wear it as a winter polish, but you know, whatever. So this polish actually surprised me. When I first wore this, when I first swatched it, I didn't really care for it. I just thought it was, you know, okay. But I went ahead and pulled it out. I was wanting something different. I haven't worn a lot of reds and like, you know, these types of colors recently, so I decided to go ahead and pull it out. So it's a really interesting color. It comes up a little darker in the bottle and in the swatch than I would like. To me, when you get this on the nails, it reminds me of grapefruits, like that ruby red with just maybe like a slight bit of like pinkness to it. It's really pretty. It does also have this, I don't know if the window is gonna let me catch it. It has this really pretty gold shimmer that runs throughout. I'm not quite sure if I'm gonna be able to pick it up here. It's being kind of picky. I wasn't able to get a very good shot of it in my swatch. You can kind of see it there, I think, from the viewfinder. Kind of there, but yeah, it's got this this gold shimmer, almost, yeah, it's like a gold shimmer. It's really pretty. It's a really nice formula too. I remember when I first swatched it, I wasn't crazy about the formula, but the formula was not too bad. It was almost one coat for me. I just don't, my only gripe about this is just, it's not a color that I particularly like on myself. I just don't see myself wearing it a whole lot. So if you're into these types of shades, I would definitely recommend this. I think this is pretty. Just for me, I was kind of just not super crazy about it just because it's a color I don't necessarily find myself gravitating towards, but it's really pretty. Regardless, it's just my personal preference. So that again is Solstice from Zoya. And so that rounds out the week before last, or 2 weeks ago, because now we're on this week. So last week, I decided to wear, I picked up some more from Polished for Days. They released a Enchanted Forest collection, so I decided I wanted to try some more from them because I've just been loving their polishes lately. So I picked up 4 from the Enchanted Forest collection, and the first one that I really wanted to try out was Willow. And Willow is a really, I guess you would call this like turquoise, I want to say. I always get like aqua turquoise and what's the other one? Aqua turquoise and teal confused. It's a greenish blue. It does lean a little bit more green to me. And as you can see here, it's popping out so well. It's got this gorgeous kind of reddish, it's like a reddish purpley. It's like a warm purple shimmer in there. And then it's also got the scattered hollow in there, and no flakies in this one, I don't think. No scattered, no flakies, but definitely a whole lot of scattered hollow in there. And that come on, bud. Really? Why have you been doing this lately? Come on. Let me start again. There we go. Yeah, just a whole lot of scattered hollow in there. Beautiful formula. Unfortunately, this chipped on me kind of quickly, so, but that wasn't the polish's fault. I was wearing I was testing out a new base coat, and it decided to pop off a little more quickly than I would have liked, but beautiful polish. I can't wait to try some more from the polishes I picked up. I am loving Polished for Days. If you have not tried Polished for Days, I highly recommend them. These polishes are gorgeous. So that again is Willow. And then the next day I don't think I wore anything because Roxy passed on the day before, so I didn't wear anything that day. And so I waited a couple days. I don't think I wore anything. I didn't even wear anything to work on, I think she passed away on Monday. So I didn't even wear anything to work. So the following day, I needed a little bit of a pick-me-up. I wasn't feeling great. So for me, that's always a purple. And I picked up, I put on Zoya's Abby. And I think, if I recall, I think purple is a color for grief or loss. So I think it was fitting. I think it was a nice kind of polish to remember her by. And this is a beautiful, just vibrant pastel, like beautiful like pastel purple. Really pretty, nice formula. Love this polish. I think this was a really good one to wear the following day for me. Just kind of gave me a little bit of a pick-me-up. And I haven't really worn too many, I find myself whenever I want to wear a purple, I kind of hold myself back a little bit just because I feel like I look at my Instagram and I just feel like I wear so many purples that I try to like give you guys some variety. So whenever I go to like grab a purple off my shelf, I'm like, wait a minute, you've probably worn a purple, so I've been trying to like pull back a little, restrain myself on my purples. So I realized I hadn't worn a purple in a while, so I wanted to go ahead and bust this guy out. So that again is Abby from Zoya. And then another one from the Cirque Desert Bloom collection. I did pick up, so I was kind of on the fence about these speckled polishes. If you haven't seen them, they're basically like black flakies. And so when they go on the nail, they kind of have that like speckled Easter egg kind of feel. I haven't been super crazy about them lately. I have seen them in a couple places, but I just hadn't been super intrigued with them yet, and I was kind of on the fence as to whether I would like them. The ones from this collection, I actually was a little surprised. I actually wanted to try them out. So there's 3 that they came out with. There's one, which is this one, which is a little bit more flesh colored for my flesh, my skin tone. There's also another one that's a little bit darker of a like flesh color. I would say it's a little bit more like, to me, looking at swatches online, I don't have it obviously. It's a little bit more of like a yellow undertone to it, so it might be more suitable for like darker skin tones that have like a little yellow undertone to them maybe. And then there's also one that's a reddish color, which I almost got, but I wanted to try just kind of like a basic one out first because I wasn't 100% sure if I was gonna like these, so I stuck with like the basic skin tone color because I thought that would be the most like, you know, basic color that I, you know, couldn't necessarily have any issues with, other than maybe like not liking the speckled polish, or the speckled flakies. So this is from, this is Pebble. And like I said, this is pretty close to my skin tone. Come on. Pretty close to my skin tone. It's a little bit lighter and a little bit cooler. And if I can get in here, I think you can see those. So they're the flakies. They're very tiny. So when they come up on the nail, they just look very dainty. And I actually ended up liking this a lot more than I thought I did. Like I said, it just comes up really nice and soft on the nail. It's not too much. The flakies or the speckles are there, but they're not totally just like in your face. Like some of the ones that I've seen previously are just kind of like bam, speckles. And so that might be why I haven't been super into them. I just have been a little bit like, oh, it's a little too much. These are very soft. They're very fine. So you have to be pretty close to your nail. I mean, I don't think people are going to notice it right away. They have to be kind of staring at your nails for a couple minutes. And I just think it kind of livens up a nude polish like this. So I really liked that in this particular color. I didn't really care for the one that was in the little darker brown, just because I don't think that would suit my skin tone very well. The red, or it's not red, it's kind of like a pinky, like a warm pink. That one I was a little intrigued about, but I'm still not 100% sure I want that one, so we'll see. I kind of want to go back and do a second order for a couple other ones that I didn't pick up, so we may end up grabbing that other speckle, but for now I'm still kind of on the fence about that one. But this one I really, really loved. So if you're kind of around my skin tone and you've been on the fence with these, try this one out. I think you might end up liking it. I know, like I said, the other speckles I've seen, I was kind of like, oh, I don't know. But this one I actually really enjoyed. So that again is Pebble from Cirque. And then my last one from last week, this is the only one that I picked up from the Tonic release. They released a few magnetic polishes. I think a majority of the release was magnetics. And maybe like one or two non-magnetic polishes. And I've been holding out on magnetic polishes, like the magnetic, I don't know if they're magnetic chrome or whatever it is, but it's the ones where they're kind of multi-chrome and you can put the magnet on top and kind of manipulate the polish a little bit to make some cool designs that you can tell. So KB Shimmer released some not too long ago, and Tonic just released some within the last like couple weeks. And I've been really on the fence with them. They look gorgeous in swatch photos, but I just feel like they're kind of gimmicky to me. I don't know. I just feel like in real life, I either am not going to be able to work the magnet really well, or in real life, you know, it's kind of my philosophy. Like, I love looking at people's swatch photos and how awesome they can make a polish, but at the same time, I also want to see like real life photos. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to see a polish under 35 bright lights just to see, you know, like, it's really cool to be able to see some of the like intricate things that are in these polishes, but at the same time, that polish is never going to look like that on me because I'm not in 35 bright lights. Like, I want to see what it looks like in reality, in daylight, in office lighting, you know what I mean? So sometimes I feel like polishes, certain types of polishes, you know, get a lot of hype, and then you get them at home and then you're like, this is not what I thought it was. And so I feel like I've been burned a few too many times. And so when it comes to the magnetic polishes, I've been very skeptical. I feel like in swatches they probably look great, but at home, in reality, I just feel like they're not going to be as awesome as I think they look in swatches. But let me know what you think. If you love magnetics, if you've tried magnetics and you think they're worth it, let me know. I might pick up maybe like one or two to try them out. I'm a little skeptical, and they're not cheap by any means. I know there's some drugstore ones out there, and maybe I'll pick one of those two up to kind of try it out, but I've been really skeptical about them, and the only reviews and stuff that I've seen so far have been like bloggers, which is fine, but sometimes I like to hear what like real people think sometimes, just because I think sometimes swatchers like don't want to be super mean about a polish, and so sometimes, not saying that their opinion is biased in any way, but I just feel like sometimes they're not as truthful as I would like them to be. So if you've tried magnetics and you like them and you think they're worth it, or if you hate them and you think they suck, let me know in the comments below and let me know what you think, because I've just been very hesitant about trying them. So that was a long intro to this. Anyway, This is not a magnetic polish. This is just one of the ones that came out with the magnetics that Tonic released a couple weeks ago. And this is called Edna. And Edna is kind of a camo green, so it's kind of a muted green. And it's got this really pretty copper, like this copper red shimmer. And this, and I think it also, no, I think it's just the red shimmer. So this unfortunately is the first Tonic that I've been kind of disappointed in. I love this green color. I love this like camo green. I think it's a really nice neutral. But unfortunately, as you'll see here from the swatch, I could not get this shimmer to show up to like save my life. It just got lost in the dark. And this actually, as you'll see here from the swatch, this actually showed up a lot darker on the nail than it does here in the bottle. I found this to be like a little bit darker of a green, and so it just really hid the red shimmer that's in here, and so I was pretty disappointed. I really wanted that red shimmer to kind of show up because I just think the contrast between the green and the red is just really pretty. But unfortunately it just doesn't show up as much as I would like on my nail, so I was a little disappointed in this polish. So that is Edna from Tonic. And that's it. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I apologize for having a little bit of a sad manicure video, but I just wanted to let you guys know how I'm feeling, and I know a lot of you are going to be asking where she is, and so I just wanted to kind of let you guys know and, you know, bring you guys along. So, and I don't want to hide stuff from you guys. It's just how I'm feeling, and you know, anyway, I don't want to bring it down anymore. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys are having a great one. Let me know what you guys have been wearing for manicures. What have you guys been picking up? Let me know. I love hearing what you guys are buying. I love hearing new polish brands. I love that you guys are giving me so many ideas for new polishes, because I know sometimes indies in particular are a little it's a little bit daunting to like try to go in and start buying polishes, because I just feel like they're all over the place and I feel like I'm missing brands here and there. So if you've got particular brands that you really love, let me know what you're loving so I can check them out also, because I love finding new brands. And that is it. So I will talk to you guys next time. Have a good one.